Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. Before we get into today's devotion, I need to mention a couple things, housekeeping duties, you might say. Tomorrow morning, I'll be getting a truck, so I'll be just a little bit earlier tomorrow morning. We'll be loading some donations for Williamsburg County, so I'll probably be doing this live stream between 8 and 8:15 rather than at about 8:15. And then next Monday, I have a checkup at my doctor, and so I will be even earlier than that. I will come in and probably record it maybe about 7:15 or 7:30, and then I have to go to my doctor's. So Monday, it will not be necessarily live, but it will be there when you're ready at the regular time. We're looking this week at the hymns that our congregation has used the most frequently over the past year. And the next one is Gather Us In, which we used 15 times. This hymn was written by Marty Haugen, the same person who has written many of our favorite hymns and who also wrote Holden Evening Prayer, which our congregation loves. In fact, he wrote this hymn having been inspired by another hymn he heard in the Netherlands. You'll find Gather Us In as hymn 532 in our hymnal, and it's in the gathering section of hymns. Let me share with you what my hymnal companion resource says about this hymn. This hymn celebrates an incarnational understanding of God's presence in a physical place where people with flesh and bone come together in welcome. It's constructed in pairs. Fears and dreamings are brought where darkness vanishes and light streams from God, before whom are gathered the lost, the forsaken, the blind and the lame, the rich and the haughty, the proud and the strong. From all sorts and conditions of humanity, the community of faith gathers to sing around word, water, bread, and wine. It prays that the fire of God's love will fashion it into hearts that are meek and courageous and lives that are holy and true. Here are the words to another remarkable hymn. Here in this place, the new light is streaming. Now is the darkness vanished away. See in this space our fears and our dreamings brought here to you in the light of this day. Gather us in, the lost and forsaken. Gather us in, the blind and the lame. Call to us now, and we shall awaken. We shall arise at the sound of our name. We are the young. Our lives are a mystery. We are the old who yearn for your face. We have been sung throughout all of history, called to be light to the whole human race. Gather us in, the rich and the haughty. Gather us in, the proud and the strong. Give us a heart so meek and so lowly. Give us the courage to enter the song. Here we will take the wine and the water. Here we will take the bread of new birth. Here you shall call your sons and your daughters. Call us anew to be salt for the earth. Give us to drink the wine of compassion. Give us to eat the bread that is you. Nourish us well and teach us to fashion lives that are holy and hearts that are true. Not in the dark of buildings confining, not in some heaven light years away. Here in this place the new light is shining. Now is the kingdom and now is the day. Gather us in and hold us forever. Gather us in and make us your own. Gather us in, all peoples together. Fire of love in our flesh and our bone. For most of the past year, we have been prevented from doing exactly what this hymn talks about. We've been unable, because of the pandemic, to gather in flesh and bone for worship. And yet, you have been a remarkable congregation, gathering online together for worship, maintaining our sense of community and family despite our enforced distance and isolation away from each other. And I think what has happened for us is that even across the distance, God has continued to gather us in. No matter what, We continue to be Redeemer. No matter what, we continue to be God's church. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.